Hey guys, Captain JJB84 here with the second review of 3, Winnie the Pooh. Wow, where do we begin? I love Winnie the Pooh. I mean, as a kid, even today, it's just one of those things, like, I always watch. I mean, before and after I watched this new one, I actually went on to YouTube and searched some of the old Winnie the Pooh movies. Like, I watched 4 of them. Well, 4 of the ones I know. The Tigger movie, Piglet's Big movie, Pooh's Heffalump movie, and my personal favorite, Pooh's Most Grand Adventure, The Search for Christopher Robin. And a few of the features from the 60s. But this one, I think, it doesn't quite have the same feel as those, but it certainly does live up to what Winnie the Pooh is. One little bit, this is not really much criticism, it's just, due to my, the movie is short. That's probably one of the big complaints I think people have for it. But that doesn't take away from the movie, it just means it's short. I mean, you know, I never hate on a movie for length, unless it's knowing. But the movie's like only about an hour, just under an hour, just over an hour. But it would have been nice if it was just a smidge longer. I wouldn't have minded like an hour and a half, or even an hour 20 minutes or something. But I guess you use what you get. So the story. Well, the story. Christopher Robin. Well, there's 2 stories actually, really. One is the search for a new tale for Eeyore. Oh, it's a good one. And the other, and in the mix of that, is the search for Christopher Robin. And Pooh's goal to find a jar of honey, as usual. But it works well to its advantage. And Winnie the Pooh is just addicted to honey, I'll give him that. But I think one thing I will give praise to this film is that one is the animation. I like seeing 2D animation. Like, I watched a few interviews of this, and the animators wanted to go for a 2D animated look. Like, I mean, Winnie the Pooh can't be a 3-dimensional cartoon. I think it is on like Disney Channel, but the animation's bad. They wanted to make it a 2-dimensional cartoon like it was always and always should be. And it works well with that. No 3D. I will say one thing about 3D and 2D animation maybe a bit later. But yeah, so the search for Christopher Robin, which is kind of a recycled plot line. But every time they do it, they find a way to make me laugh. And this movie, there are so many bits where you're just gonna laugh your head off. I mean, kids will laugh their head off, you're gonna laugh their head off. I mean, there was one bit in here, I'll tell you about it a bit later, where, okay, I'll just tell you now, where Pooh wants to get this beehive, like a small beehive out of a tree. So he makes a little, like, not like a catapult, like a teeter-totter thing to get Piglet into the tree and knock the beehive. He does it, puts force on the other side, launches Piglet into the beehive, like, phoom. I'm like, oh. And there was like like a parent, like about 6 rows behind me, just laughing his head off as to how funny it was. And then Piglet's like, don't you do anything, the bees are already, oh God, what did you do? And he keeps hitting it with like a 2x4 he got out of nowhere. Well. No, Winnie the Pooh, I don't know what's in his honey, but what's making it so addicting. I don't even like honey that much. But I guess whatever makes it, I guess, no. Now my dog's on the floor, doing nothing. Oh, well. But I think it's nice to see 2D animation, and it's just gentle and pleasing. I mean, you can expect a lot from it. I mean, what I think, I can't speak. I think if you have kids, which I don't know, all of you are mostly teenagers around the same age as me on this, take your kids to see it, or take if you have like a 8-year-old little brother or cousin, take them to see this, because, I mean, it's just really just sort of a look back and see what animation was. I mean, not to say animation these days isn't bad, but, you know, it's nice to see this is what Winnie the Pooh is, and I think it's a good step for Disney. And John Lasseter has no say in this one. But yeah, as is, I'm gonna give this a 8 out of 10. And as for the search for Christopher Robin, he leaves a note, and Owl misreads it. Voices, though. Jim Cummings, well-known Disney voice actor, does Winnie the Pooh and Tigger. Tom Kenny is Rabbit. I think that's interesting. Craig Ferguson, I know I heard that name somewhere before. I don't know, I think he's a comedian, I guess. I don't know. Does Owl. Travis Oates, whoever he is, does Piglet. And Bud Lucky as Eeyore. Oh, Eeyore has some of the best lines in it. There's one bit when they're in this sort of trap they set up for the Baxen, which is the misinterpreted reading of Christopher Robin's note. And they get in there and he's like, "We're all gonna die." Like, and Kangaroo. Kanga's got good lines. "You have to help. I'm with child." Literally. See, I'm with a child. But I think it's good. 8 out of 10, just a few complaints here and there. I wish it was longer. You know, if a movie's good, I won't really complain much for length if it's, say, like 3 hours long. I'm talking to you, Lord of the Rings. I think you're amazing. But just when it's under time, that's a bit of a different question. That being said, I think it's a very good movie, and I think kids will enjoy it. Parents will just enjoy seeing something traditional. I mean, probably something they grew up with in the 60s, the 70s. But, as is, I think the movie's good. Alright, this has been a Captain's Review. See you in the next review.